on the scene, Dwayne and Janean, I'm bringing the facts, they know what I mean. Music comparisons, yeah, it's embarrassing. Up in the Ford, I feel like I'm Harrison. Back on the fast track, mighty and morphin', my name's Zach. Feel like a gentleman, top of my class, the legend, I'm feeling like 3 stacks. Hey, word to Aaliyah, taking it back and forth. I'm feeling so 1 in a million. I'm maybe like Travis McCoy, gym class hero, wanting a billion. Hey, Jay on the holiday.
Yo, what it do, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I know you missed us one time, man. Hey, we missed y'all too, bruh. 100. You already know what it is, man. Welcome to the greatest, and I do mean the greatest, audio, independent, and most current event discussion, music-based podcast of all music-based podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about your favorite show, my favorite show, OTS's favorite show, everybody's favorite show. Say it with me one time, ladies and gentlemen. Pass the What's happening, man? It's your favorite host, man. You already know the Prince about yourself. You already know your favorite neighborhood mediator, man. You know what I'm saying? The guy that's always gonna give you the hip-hop shirts, the music style culture shirts. You know what I'm saying? One day, all day, your boy Dwayne, joined by my favorite crew. This the trio of all trios. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the number one. You already know. Queen of Classic, Miss Bougie Thugger, my true favorite cousin. I'm talking about already sipping, straight bone tipping, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Janean. What's up, cuzzo?
How is everybody? What does bone tipping mean?
I don't know. I just came off the fly.
It sounded good. I just wanted to make sure it was.
It did sound good. It also sounded a little inappropriate too. So I was like,
you know, it was supposed to be bong. You know what I'm saying? Because you know,
bong. Okay. All right.
That was. If it came off as bone, I was like,
closed captions, we'll just make sure who's ever responsible for that puts bong.
Facts, though. What? Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But y'all know what I meant, man. Y'all know. You know, it's just off the fly. Y'all know me. I'm gonna throw something out there. If it stick, it stick. That's what we do around here. It's up in the stuck. But we ain't done with the intros, because y'all already know, man. We got the most famous man on television. You know what I'm saying? The hardest working man on show business. You know what I mean? He is the man that don't take no mess. This is the man with no nonsense mentality. You don't believe me? Just ask somebody named. Well, you know what? He shall not be named. But the man that don't take no mess. When it comes to this process, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about. You know him better as your favorite guy. We call him Clive Munn, you know what I'm saying? And of course, he is the Podfather, you know what I'm saying? And of course, we cannot forget this. He is, say it with me, people, the critique of artists, none other than Derrick. What's up, sir?
That was a hell of an intro, man.
Hey man, you know, it's been a minute, bro. We gotta make it epic, you know.
Yeah. Only the real ones know what you're talking about too earlier. So
you know.
Yeah.
We don't name names, but you know, people know. When they know, they know. Why, you know.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Hey, baby, that's what it is. Family, how my crew feeling right now, man? It's like every time we come around and we link up, it feel like it's been forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it ain't been that long. But come on, y'all. How y'all doing, fam? How everybody been?
Yeah, man. Oh, we're in the fall now, aren't we? Jesus.
We're getting close. We getting close.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like a slight breeze in the morning, which is always nice. But the way that Atlanta weather is, it's like you think you know what's happening, and then it's like you have no idea. And then it hits you with the complete opposite of the season we're supposed to be in. So I just take it day by day. But I feel good. Good.
Good to see y'all. Good to see
man, what good to see y'all too, family. Well, you know, we normally would kick things off with what's in our ears, man. But y'all know we kind of turned that into Music Mondays, which y'all can find only by following us on PTA_OTS. All right, so make sure y'all following that Instagram channel, show some love, interact with us. Hey, also let us know what you listening to on Mondays when y'all see what this trio vibe to. You always get a unique mix of music. That's the best part about it. A lot of times it may be a week we all in the same vibes, and then there's just some weeks you never know what you're gonna get from all three of us. Nonetheless, make sure y'all vibing with us and interacting with us on that Music Mondays, man. And we got some other stuff coming up for y'all, man. You know, I might do a little fashion Fridays or something. You know what I'm saying? In a music culture edition. You know what I'm saying? Rocking all these collection shirts your boy got, and just being like, hey, today we tributing so and so. You know what I'm saying? Got to fly this and that. Boom. You know what I'm saying? What it is. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I came inside of uniform because I'm also wearing a tee. This is Frank Ocean. You guys can't see.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you. I see you.
You know.
Yes.
So you are an inspiration. Thank you, sir.
Well,
thank you.
And you know, my Eagles do have a song.
Hey, you know, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You know what? That counts. So bravo, my friend. Bravo. So, all right, we're gonna do a ladies first kind of thing. Then, you know, I mean, if y'all want, what y'all want to kind of say what we just been vibing to, not necessarily artist wise, but just genre wise, or how y'all want to do it?
Yeah, we can. But
No,
I would like to go last this time, please.
Oh, she did that so smooth.
She juked us real. This
boy, she did that smooth with a smile on her face too.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, that's why I love.
Well, I think I'm the new king of R&B. Because I've just been listening to R&B lately. Y'all know the vibes.
Like the whole like past 2 months is just like, and if you don't follow us, which you should, because what are you doing? But whenever we do post our Music Mondays, you know, we have our little profile picture inside the corner to indicate who's listening to what. And Derrick's picture looks like an R&B album. Like it looks like he's just going through it. And he's like inside of his songbook writing. And
straight up. Straight up.
He's been on R&B for like the past 2 months, and then and then just his picture on the side, like
my boy he about to give y'all a whole R&B style album, boy. Y'all just don't know. Your boy been ghostwriting for him, and I'm telling you, dog, he got bangers coming for y'all, boy. He finna get y'all straight EP after EP after EP.
Hey, real talk, if I wanted to write, I could write.
I'm sure.
I just. That ain't my lane, but I could write if I wanted to.
Oh yeah, but we know you got it, dog.
Actually, Janean posted something earlier today that made me go down this other road, getting into Music Soul Child again. Like, I just started listening to him after I saw something that you had posted, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, today, I mean, I was Music Soul Child. Got into Boyz II Men. I've been listening to Boyz II Men the last couple of weeks.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Jesus. John Legend. John Legend was another one I've been in listening to as well. So yeah, I mean, y'all know.
Well, I have a question. I mean, and since you did bring up the post, I like to know everybody's answer. So the post was Music Soul Child, So Beautiful, Teach Me, or Half Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
My answer was, if I had to choose, Half Crazy is what I will always say first because I'm a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little half crazy. But So Beautiful, I feel like is kind of, it just depends on what wave I'm on that day.
Mm-hmm.
But if the list was So Beautiful, Don't Change, and Half Crazy, I would not be able to, like, I want all three back to back for a few rounds.
And what was the original list?
The original is So Beautiful, Teach Me, or Half Crazy. So out of those three, which one would you pick from music's catalog as top tier?
Oh Jesus. As top tier. Teach
Like
me,
out of those three.
teach me, half crazy, and so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's tough.
Hard.
That's tough. Um, so beautiful. I'm a just no,
You're biased right now, but I feel it. You can
no.
say it's so beautiful, but where you are in your life right now, I feel
I
like
was
you're biased.
well.
Just saying.
Oh wow.
I mean that wasn't the reason I was saying it, but yeah, I mean that yeah, she is. Um, uh, um, I don't. I shout out Mariah by the way. Um, I want to say, uh, so beautiful. I want to say it because the runs. I love the runs at the end. So that's kind of hard to choose. Out of those three to be top tier, like the one that's going to be like if you had to represent music soul child, which one is it going
Correct.
to be?
Alien came down from space. Human. We've heard of this music soul child. What is the best song, or else you all die?
Half crazy. Yeah, I'm not dying.
Yeah, I rock with Have Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but so beautiful is like right there too.
So
That's
cool.
it's beautiful. I don't know how. That's a hard one.
I feel like okay. Well, Dwayne, what do you pick?
Well, you know, you talk about bias. I am being a little biased with my personal pick, but I'm going teach me.
Okay, I'm
Quite
glad you chose
frankly,
that.
I'm going teach me because you know that song touched my soul when I first heard it, and I couldn't stop playing it, and I still can't stop playing it because
Yeah,
it's just the fact that like, bruh, I ain't heard no man break down a real man's feelings through a song like that.
mm-hmm.
And such a smooth way too, because that piano it just gets me every time. I can cruise to that. I can vibe to that at night. I can do whatever to that. And I'm just and you talk about runs, man. I like the orchestrated feel that comes right in the
Oh yeah,
build up.
yeah,
That whole
yeah,
song is a
yeah.
build up from start to finish. Like right when he get into that final run, you feel the instrumentation just getting harder and harder. Like, dang, I feel this right
See,
now,
this is
bro.
what it's so difficult to
Like,
choose because that makes so much sense.
dog, like I mean that's my vote. I mean, I love So Beautiful. Half Crazy is definitely slept on, I feel. Um, but man, Teach Me, it just, you know, I got personal memories to that one. I really do. So it's like I can't go against that, bro. If I'm putting anybody on music, bro, it gotta be Teach Me, man.
I guess if a whole alien race came, Teach Me would probably be the best song so they can learn how to love us
How to
as a
love,
human race properly.
yo.
So I feel like this makes sense.
All right,
But I'm still choosing Have Crazy. They be like, I'm like, I volunteer as tribute. Just don't take the rest of the human race. That's just my favorite. But I do feel like a lot of men do resonate with Teach Me because, like you said, like he was really breaking down from a male perspective. Like, I do love you and I rock with you, but I've never knew how to really express it or show you. So I need you to
but
be a little bit patient with me and teach me.
you know why that's how we feel too.
Mhm.
And I don't want to turn this to Venus and Mars, but the reason why that is
Shameless plug.
the reason why that is because like we as men are we come from a perspective of not showing emotion, right? And so when we get into a point in our lives when we know we probably should, and then and a woman is right there that you know that we're really vibing with, how much patience does she actually have to be willing to show you how to love properly? So that's exact. I get that. So I feel that, Dwayne. I feel that.
Bro,
I feel
I'm
that.
telling you, I'm telling you. And you know, it's it's crazy because you really do. Like I said, I've never heard from any, and we got a lot of dope R&B and neo soul artists out there.
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
I mean, I just never heard a man's true feelings exposed to a song the way Teach Me does it. Like it's literally right there in bread and butter, like the whole blueprint where it's like, ladies, this the song. If you really trying to like Derrick was saying, if you patient and you really trying to work with your man that you really in love with, like this how you do it. Like you gotta let him get to that point where he singing it to you. Like, teach me how to do this right now.
Yeah. And that's a long process.
It is, bro. For real. Like hey man, had to.
Hey man, I'm saying my mind,
so
man.
easily went into a Venus and Mars tangent, but I'm keeping my comments to myself. I have so many things to say, but this is a music podcast.
It's a dual blend. We're gonna call it a dual blend because it's music related.
Okay, so all right. So you know what's annoying to me, and I hate this conversation, but it keeps coming up, is like what does a woman bring to the table conversation that piggybacks into women are too hard or they're not soft enough or whatever. Do you all as men feel like right now women have lost the patience to teach to teach a man, so to speak, how to love properly? And do you feel like it's valid, or should we get back into being a little more empathetic and a little more patient?
Yeah. I'm saying
yeah, I'm like, those are two questions.
Yeah, I know. But
yes, okay, moving on.
Oh man.
I'm gonna tell you why though, because I feel like we hear a lot from women what they want from men, right? And then like we have to be patient with women to grow into certain areas, right? So that patience sometimes isn't reciprocated. I know I've been in that situation where I was the one that had to be patient and work and understand, but that wasn't given back to me. You know what I'm saying? And it I wouldn't say that. I don't think this is all women too. That's another thing. That's the thing that irritates me about that conversation, is that it encompasses everybody in there, as if all women are like this. It's not. It's just that these are the women that are on the forefront, that are the loudest, that aren't the softest, that aren't the most patient, that we come across a lot. You see what I'm saying? And that's on social media too. So it's like in social media and in person. So it's kind of hard to say that that's not the case, because there are a lot of women like that. But there are a lot of women that aren't like that, that are willing to work with you and build with you, as long as you're showing progress, as long as you're doing work, right? Like it's not all on the woman. It's the man has to do the job too. You know, like that's the partnership. Y'all both got to do work. It's just like, what are you willing to do? Because like, if you want a man to be able to show emotion, you have to provide the environment for him to feel safe to show emotion. It takes a lot for us to actually feel vulnerable. And we like even when we do feel vulnerable, like, are you able to show that vulnerability?
And the way that you respond or handle that first glimpse into the vulnerability sets the tone for whether or not he's going to continue to do so.
Exactly. So you can't ask for us to be show emotion. You can't ask for us to do a lot of things if you're not willing to provide us that safe space. You gotta be our safe space. You know, just like we have to be your safe space. It works hand in hand. But usually it's like, in a lot of cases, it's one-sided. So
yeah, and that's crazy. And you know what? Sometimes based off songs like this, some men, depending on their creative space and what they like to do and how they express themselves, when you're writing a song like Teach Me, or just any kind of thing, whether it's through a breakup or through a serious open up kind of thing like this, or whatever it is, sometimes words can't express the way your creative space does when you do it. If you're an artist in terms of painting, sometimes you can express your love or your feelings as a man or a woman, vice versa, when you paint it out and you illustrate it. If you're the type that can literally design something like from scratch and construct something, like if you build something out of showcasing your love, it's just different ways to express it. So, and that's just for someone who may not have the actual words to say to open it up. When you're like, hey, why aren't you opening up to me? It's kind of hard for me to do per se, but like when I'm in my safe creative space, I can find ways to communicate with you this way and show you my love for you, or show you where I'm at, show you what I'm trying to do. So,
to piggyback off of that,
another piggyback one. Go ahead.
Like,
we might be on the same page.
We probably are, but as artists, like our art is an extension of us. So when you reject the art, or if you ignore the art, you're rejecting or ignoring us.
Come on.
And that vulnerability is right there. And just like Janine said, if your first interaction with that is a negative one, with your partner, I can't trust you now.
You know how that goes.
You know what I'm saying? So
So what you all are describing is a particular love language which isn't talked about, which is art, right? Like everyone talks about words of affirmation, physical touch, et cetera, but art can be one of them. So do you all feel like people with different love languages can have a successful relationship, whereas you are kind of teaching your partner how to love you properly? Or should you all have the same love language to where it's just natural and there's not really nothing you have to explain or teach?
You're not automatically going to have the same love language as your partner. That's why you have to study what your partner's language is. You have to be able to study that, know it, communicate with them in their language, and they have to be able to do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
But you have to understand what your language is. Like, I didn't know. I told you this yesterday, Janine. I didn't realize that one of my love languages was words of affirmation until a year ago. Maybe a little less than that. I just realized that. So in my past relationship, when I wasn't getting that, I felt rejected because she wasn't giving me words of affirmation. Not nearly as much as I was getting in the beginning. It wore off. So once it wore off, it was like, so you have to be able to understand and know, like, that's part of communication though. Communication is being able to talk, but also understand. It's not just talking, it's understanding. So if you're able to understand what this person is saying, you're actually communicating. It's a two-way street.
And dare I say, this is why it's important to kind of have like a single phase, or just like a phase where you're really like learning yourself, because if you don't know what your love language is, or you don't know what you need out of a relationship, how do you expect to tell your partner or expect them to give it to you? I guess inside of your situation, because everything else was working out, it was a pleasant surprise to find out that words of affirmation was also a love language, but it wasn't something that you were already being fulfilled inside of other things. Like, you already had your checklist. This person was kind of filling out this checklist, and it was like, oh, a bonus, you threw in something extra.
Well, like, I would say, are you talking about my past situation or this current? Oh, current. Oh,
yeah.
Like,
you're good, but like a bonus, you know what I mean?
No, that was already there at the beginning. That were the words of affirmation, boom, instant. Like, and I don't have to even fish for it. You see what I'm saying? Like that's one of the things. Like that's what, like I went through that period you were just talking about, just being able to go through that time of just being by myself to understand who I am, how I communicate, which shameless plug. If you're single, you need to read that book, the Way of the Superior Man or woman, does not matter. You need to read the book because that it talks about all this in there as well. It's something that breaks down a lot of stuff for you with that, and that's what I read during my time of singleness. That helped me with understand that. So yeah.
I love it.
Another shameless book club. The What Did I Think About This Week book club. This month we're reading a book called Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. And one of the major themes is like she's in her 30s, she has this checklist, she's trying to fulfill all these things because like we do feel like we have this biological clock and we have this idea of where we should be by a certain time. And of course marriage and kids are in there, and she has this person that she's been in relationship with for a year, and now she has to decide, okay, do I wait and try to meet him halfway and get him to eventually want the things I want and like love me in the way that I need to be loved? Or this older lady gave her a quote that said, a man that does not have a plan for you isn't your man, right? So it's like, what are we doing? So that's a really, really, really good book too. So you have nonfiction and then you got fiction, but there's gems in both.
Come on now. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo.
Hey, and you know what? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of shameless plugs, while we're on that subject of shameless plugs, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to humbly say, we'll be right back for our next subject after a word from our favorite sponsor.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dwayne from Past the Ox and Life's a Botch podcast. I'm coming to you with a real dope advertisement if you got a moment. Can we do that? Peep this. Yo, you tired of that uncomfortable feeling with your undergarments? You know what I'm talking about. Like, literally having to adjust so it gets real comfortable in between the real safe space. Or maybe just wedgies from just going underneath, you know what I mean? All that. Let's keep it in 100. Y'all know how I'm feeling. Y'all know how that feeling goes. Well, I want to introduce to you the ultimate solution coming from the #1 premium and fit athletic wear just for you. I'm talking about none other than Champ #1 Boxers. Champ #1 Boxers is a black-owned underwear brand, okay? They literally specify in giving you the most top-notch, high-quality, premium, adjustable and fittable and totally comfortable undergarment wear that is just for you. Not only is it something that you can wear, feel good in, feel confident in, and love, but it's also high quality, feels good, and most importantly, it is definitely fashionable, okay? Comes in a different, wide variety of so many different styles and themes to these undergarments. Something to make you look good, feel good, and swag real good in the process, all right? So, again, did I get to mention that this is also a black-owned brand? It's a black-owned brand, y'all, so if nothing else, definitely go support that 100%. So, what I want to do is I want to tell you, head on over to OTS Media Co. on all social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you go over, you click the link in the bios, it'll take you straight to the Champ #1 Boxers website. You can check out all their styles, you can check out their bundle deals, you can check out why this brand exists, what it's all about, and trust me when I say you do not want to miss out on the types of opportunities going on right now on the site. Champ #1 Boxers. Make sure you do it for the champ in your life if you ain't already doing it for yourself, champ. All right? Champ #1 Boxers. Make sure you go cop those. All right? All right.
We back. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? Hey, we got that word from our sponsors. Make sure y'all go check that thing out, man. Y'all already know what to do. Go hit the link. All right. Follow all things at the OTS Media Co. pages all across. Click those links in the bio, and you already know what to do, man. Just support the cause. You feel me? With that, let's segue. Let's segue. Bring this to Cuzzo real quick and say, Cuzzo, anything recent been going on in the entertainment world of things? Like any interesting news of some sorts going on lately?
I mean, only that Beyonce broke the fucking internet again. That I was gonna segue the me and from what's in our ears. I wanted to know whether or not y'all actually listen to a Renaissance. Okay, no, not even a little bit. All
I
right,
listened
well,
to 2 tracks,
which ones?
the first 2.
Okay, so
That's 2 more than me.
Well, I was cleaning, and then I was like, I can't listen to this while I'm cleaning because I want to sit down.
It's the perfect action music. Like it's perfect for cleaning up the gym, etc., etc. Well, I'll talk since I'm the only one listening to it. I will give my hot takes. So, obviously, the wave is dance music, right? We saw Drake with Honestly Nevermind, and now we have Beyonce. 2 very different takes on the house music dance genre, in my opinion. Now, my first listen to Beyonce was like, okay, this is cool. But it made me go back and listen to Drake's album. Like I like right after I listened to Beyonce's, I went back and listened to Drake, and I was on his shit like from top to bottom for like 3 days straight.
Really?
Then I went back to because here's the thing with Beyonce. Beyonce is obviously hands down hella talented, top if not the best entertainer performer of our time. And like you can't take that away from her, but I feel like Beyonce's voice is so distinctive and she's just Beyonce. Sometimes it's hard for me when she tries to present a new sound, and this is different. Like she hasn't done anything dance for real, at least not this way. But the album is really fucking good. Like I think maybe it's not for the men, maybe not, probably not. But I do feel like a lot of the lyrics are very empowering, and it makes you feel confident and sexy and just makes you want to dance in front of the mirror, and it's amazing. So I support. But I also wanted to talk about I don't know if y'all saw, but Kelis got on Beyonce's internet talking shit about the Energy record. And I wanted to know y'all's opinion. So I found this excerpt from Facebook. The views and opinions of this post do not reflect those of OTS. I'm just reading. It's a perspective. Wanted to see what y'all thought about it. All right. So it says, okay. Kelis is not the songwriter or producer of Milkshake, so her money stopped after she stopped. Oh, this is by Aurora Banks. Shout out to you. Thank you for the quote. Okay, so Kelis is not the songwriter or producer of Milkshake, so her money stopped after she stopped performing it. She doesn't get to make any decisions regarding the song. She does not continue to get paid from the song. Beyonce puts out a song called Energy, in which there is an interpolation of Milkshake, not a sample. Beyonce legally clears the use and adds Kelis as a songwriter, which means she can now get paid for years to come. Kelis goes on a tangent calling Beyonce a thief and says she could have had the decency to call her, even though she didn't have a legal obligation to do so. Instead of Beyonce responding, she removes Kelis as a songwriter and the use of a simple la 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 that would have gotten Kelis paid. Now Kelis is back to square one, no credits and no money, and y'all thinking Beyonce was wrong. If anything, it's a surprise gift. Hey, I know you didn't get taken care of for your single, so here's an opportunity for you to put here's an opportunity where you are put as a writer on my song so that you can get paid. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
Wow.
Dwayne, you're the artist.
Yeah, you're the artist in the situation.
I am the artist in this situation, and as the artist in this situation, if I got quote unquote robbed, which first of all, that's kind of your own fault, because come on, granted it was a different time though. You should be smart enough to know that you should be getting your royalties and your masters and all that for a single like that. Like you should definitely, But that's what happens when you let Nas go and you kind of just went that route. Because Nas would have made sure you got that money. But it's neither here nor there. Artist-wise, yeah, no, if Beyonce took something from me or decided to give me credit for just throwing some ad-libs like straight, I'll put it this way. I've been in school right now, guys. I've been in my music school. Okay, I got a simple common sense class called Skills Lab, which is teaching us things that are very simple, such as your time management, things that you don't think about that you really do need when you're working with someone like a Beyonce, making sure that you know to stick to your own time range. If you're going to work in the studio with Beyonce for 4 hours, you got to make sure you stick to your schedule. All right, I got 4 hours to work with Beyonce, then I got to move to the next thing I got to do. Or, simple things like being able to work together, right? Flaws, what's my flaws, what's your flaws? Can we coexist? Can we synergize, right? One of these things was funny because they brought up Childish Gambino. And they brought up This Is America. And they brought up the fact that we already know artist-wise how many people were on that one song and how that little piece, whether it was a little ad-lib, whether it was a little this and that, all of that allowed everybody to eat from the benefits of what that song did, right? Well, it ain't even just the writers and the artists. As someone who's in school for the behind the scenes things and stuff, it's also those producers, those mixers, those masterers, the people who are actually in the studio putting these little things together, right? So, Kelis, understand that if Beyonce was smart enough to say, I'm going to turn around and help, and then you quickly all you had to do is just keep it quiet. She was literally trying to help you for a second, right? You could have been completely set. We're talking about Beyonce here, right? With a fan base that will eat you alive, okay? Hence why Janean made the statement that she made. This is not the views and the public opinions of the people at Pastor Ox or OTS Media Co. Therefore saying, Beehive, don't come for us. All that being said, it's kind of really not smart on her part because now you're back to a spot of nothingness, right? And you easily could have just kept quiet, kept your mouth shut. And sometimes it's good to speak your mind, but there's a time for foolery and foolishness. And this was one of those moments of foolishness. Like, you could have had a private conversation with her about it, maybe, but when you bring it on Twitter at that point, the floodgates is open. Beyonce had no choice but to now take you off because it's like, well, you're messing with the bag, sis. And when you mess with the bag, you got to get cut from the bag, trying to do a favor. That's it. But it's just the little simple things, man. That one simple thing could have set you for life, and you allowed that to just fade away, where you're back to square one. You can't get the money and the benefits from any of your singles in the past, including your biggest one. And somebody noticed that, saw that, and they wanted to try to help you out with just a little something simple, right? I can't really say it was smart on her part to do that. I mean, honestly, again, if it were me, I would totally just sit there and ride that. Like, well, hey, I'd be right there like, Beyonce, what else you need? You need anything else? You want me to
come in there and sing it for
you? Want me to ghostwrite? You want me to background sing? You want me what else you want me to do? I appreciate you for this, but do you need anything else? That's what I'd be trying to do. Because she ain't have to do that. Yeah, she ain't have to do that at all. She don't owe you nothing. Mm-hmm. Not one bit. You talking about legendary status, okay? When this woman has a freaking biopic about her, bro, understand this is something you could have been a part of, and now you just a memory, a distant memory at this point. So that wasn't smart, And I hope right now you find your publicist and you find a way to get right on the phone and be like, hey, yeah, we take every bit of that back and whatever we can do to right that wrong, let's do that. Like, let's do that now.
I'd be petty as hell. Like, you already said it. It ain't happen. Nope. Nope. That's what happens when people don't. They're not. When people aren't properly educated. Like, you can't do something stupid like that and then expect any type of sympathy.
I also feel like the internet and these comments and these blogs and stuff, it puts pressure on people to make you feel like you have to respond quickly and like you have to say something, where sometimes like it's okay to kind of sit back and watch things unfold and like strategically respond. Like I feel like from the standpoint of, okay, if we're supposed to be girl power and women empowerment, and not wanting to necessarily take from the little guys, so to speak, but like let me just say I love Kelis. It's all respect. I rock with her artistry. But it's like you can't come on here saying shit with your whole chest when you don't really have any ground to stand on. Sure, would it have been nice if she got a call from Beyonce or Beyonce's team and be like, "Hey, so we are going to feature," because her whole thing was she didn't know about it at all until the track list came out. And so she was saying, "Oh, well, she could have at least called first and kind of gave me a heads up, et cetera, et cetera." But it's like, if I'm getting a check, I don't give a fuck about a phone call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But people put their priorities in different places. So
hold on. So she didn't know about it until the track list came out. The track list came out a couple of days before the album came out, right?
right.
So she waited until the album came out to say what she said.
I think it was all unfolding over the course of days because, again, like you said, like the track list and features and samples and all that stuff, like it didn't come out until right before the album came. And so she was saying like she kept seeing mentions and like it was brought to her attention. And so I guess after she got tired of people commenting and saying stuff, she went on live and kind of went off about it. Or she shared her feelings on the
That's
situation.
what happens. Like there's no reason why, and this is actually should be another reason why artists should go through a camp, so to speak, or some type of course where you understand social media, because there's no need to run to social media because you're upset with Beyonce. I'm pretty sure there's a way to get in touch with Beyonce if you want to.
For Beyonce's assistant.
Yeah. Then that assistant's kid. Like you know how to get in touch with someone. Like it doesn't necessarily need to be right to social media that you go and air out your grievances, because most of the time people do that, it's over something stupid anyway, right?
And it backfires most of the time.
A lot. Yeah. So there's no, like, at this point, why is it that artists aren't understanding that more? You know what I'm saying? Like you screwed yourself over by
and that's anybody.
That makes sense, man.
I have no sympathy for her. That's just dumb as hell.
No,
I have
absolutely.
empathy because I'm the Paula Abdul of this situation. I totally have empathy. You know what I'm saying? And people make mistakes, and it's like sometimes you're just really passionate and emotional, and you aren't thinking all the way through. But it sucks, man. I also would like to know if, because again, this is like somebody's. I'm reading off of somebody's page, so I don't know if they did their journalistic due diligence to see whether or not Kelis really was going to get paid for it or whatever. But let's say hypothetically speaking, Kelis's name is there to show that. But I feel like Beyonce would give her credit though.
Yeah.
And the way that Beyonce handles stuff is beautiful, but it's annoying at the same time. She's such a public figure, but she's so private. Like I feel like I don't know her. which I guess is still the allure of what a celebrity was prior to the internet, for real, for real. But that annoys me because I want to know you, and it would have been nice if she would with a guy on live like, well, Kelis, you would have been getting paid, however, or just explained it from her perspective too.
Yeah. Hey man, it would have been nice if she had gotten petty like that. That'd have been nice to see.
But she lets her like the beehive is gonna be petty for her. She don't even have to speak anymore, and she
Oh
does
yeah. I mean,
pictures.
haven't we seen a countless amount of times how many careers have been so-called ended from this behind?
No, why do people think they can go against this fan base?
But that sucks too, because from like a smaller artist, I can understand the standpoint of, oh, like if I feel wronged or if I feel like you're taken from me, I'm not about to like lay down and not say anything just because you're a bigger artist.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
say something to the person.
Yeah,
not social media.
That's true. Okay.
Exactly.
That's why I don't feel bad for her, because that's just dumb.
Yeah, it's a one-edged sword in her case, because it's not even double-edged. It's literally a one-edged sword that she stabbed herself with. Truth be told, because like you had the opportunity for, dare I say, even some type of comeback from that, but
Again,
what do you do now?
She could have gone on tour. She could have opened up for Beyonce.
Now you stuck just being on TMZ and having your own farm in the back of tadpoles. I don't know. Just
and what if that's where Kelis's mind is too? Like, what if she's like, I can give a fuck about this music shit. At this point, it's just more about me feeling like put some respect on my name, or at least have the decency to call. I could care less about going on tour and singing.
Well, if she didn't care, then she wouldn't. There's no reason to argue about it then.
You're making really good points, and I don't like it.
I mean, because like if she really if she really wanted to just move on from this, sample it. Or what? It's not a sample. It's not a sample. What's it technically called?
The I word that I like.
Yes.
Breathe past.
Yes.
Interpolation. Interpolation.
Okay. So yeah, that. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, I know. it's like Worcestershire sauce. Like, you gotta say it real fast.
Real fast, and y'all
I like you know what you said. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Confidence in the way you say things.
Yeah. But yeah, if she didn't care, then there's no reason to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
And this is not like we're talking about a child. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about someone that just started off in their career. That's a rookie mistake.
Agreed. Dang, son. What do you say?
Another rookie mistake for me, and we don't have to talk about it too much. I just want to throw it out there. Irv Gotti going on a press run on how he's still hurt over Ashanti dating Nelly when he had a whole ass wife at home is wild to me. Some things don't have to be brought. Like, there's so many other things you could have talked about, i.e. the beef with 50, how that was a real thing. Like, how did that? There's so many other things we could have talked about. But
he's also drinking, though.
That's true. We be in our feelings, especially a light-skinned cancer man. Oh, y'all can't have drinks.
Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue conversation that I have for you guys. Speaking of the subject of Irv Gotti, because it's been a while since we all linked up, right? So this is a fitting conversation. This has been a trend lately with a lot of artists and producers and things like that. And I want to know, how do y'all feel about, as we know, Irv Gotti sold the masters of Ja Rule, Ashanti, Jay-Z, DMX. I believe it was $300 million, if I'm not mistaken, and signed it over. I think I forgot the label that it was, but he did sign over and sell the masters of all those artists. And he basically did it in a way where you saw an emotional video of him signing the contract of the masters, selling it away, saying, my family is set for life. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I came up from nothing. And now my family ain't never got to struggle again, kind of thing. We do know back in the past, we know, Lil Wayne sold the masters of like Drake and Nicki Minaj. We've seen where Justin Timberlake sold his masters. I mean, I want to know, guys, how are y'all feeling about these artists as of late doing this? Are y'all saying this was the perfect time to do this? Do y'all think they're doing this too soon? What do y'all feel about this right now?
I don't know, man, because I feel like from a business standpoint, if the business wasn't right on the artist's end from jump and like you don't have any claim to those masters, at the end of the day, if they're mine, they are mine to do with them as I see fit. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to turn down 300 mil. Like I'm like, is it? I rock with you. We were family. We were label mates. This is a motherfucking check, and this is life changing, and not just for me, but for my kids, and then some. You know what I mean? So I understand it from that standpoint. I would like to know if he broke off the artist a piece of that, though. If he did, then okay, all is well. You really technically, legally, you didn't need to have parts in this, but because I like to do good business and because we're family or whatever, I do want you to eat off of this too. Mm-hmm. That's what I would like to know.
I especially express that for the sentiments of God, people like Ja Rule, Ashanti, and DMX's family. In that case, given that X isn't here with us anymore, like how do they all fare into that? Like, because like you said, 300 mil is a lot. It's a lot. I mean, he could have let that grow some more, I'm sure. But I mean, shoot, unless you just don't know what to do with your money, that's a lot to really last you quite some time. But I mean, I don't know. Derrick, what about you, man? You think this is justifiable on his end, or what do you think?
Yeah, business wise, it makes complete sense. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, 300, you're talking about,
it's a lot.
You said Jay-Z too?
Jay-Z. We're talking about Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and DMX. And keep in mind, that's at the time when all three of them were popping at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, just one alone could have been close to that, to be completely honest. If Justin Timberlake can get 100 mil for his catalog, you telling me Jay-Z couldn't get 300 alone?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree with that. Like,
so where does, I'm so curious as to where this stops, because like up to which album that stops for Jay-Z, because I know when Lil Wayne sold Drake and Nicki's catalogs, I think that was up until Scorpion for Drake.
How much did Wayne sell it for?
100 mil, all three, and that's his Lil Wayne. I mean, his, Drake's, and Nicki's. Now it's cheap. That's
very cheap. Because think about it. If Irv literally just got 300 mil, don't you think Wayne feeling kind of dumb right now? Because
Lil Wayne could have gotten 150, 200 just for his.
Yeah. And that's why I'm just curious as to how mathematically this even works. Because keep in mind, while we're on the subject, you got guys like Snoop over here buying Death Row records just so he could get his masters back.
Yeah. So
I'm just trying to understand this in some way, shape, or form here, guys. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because I would love to know, like DMX's catalog alone after death. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
That's gotta be worth a lot. That's gotta be worth a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, I think some of his tracks were on some soundtracks for some of the movies too that he was in. So like that's a lot that you're talking about. Whew, I don't know. Justin Timberlake made sense. Made sense. I don't know that it completely makes sense to sell all of those. I probably would have. I'm surprised. Wait, are you? Hold on. Jay-Z doesn't own his masters.
Apparently not. If Irv was able to sell his masters, because that was a part of the deal. It was Jay-Z, it was Ja Rule, and it was DMX. And of course, it didn't say Ashanti's name, but you just know that obviously because she was a part of the label that involved Ja Rule, obviously that means her masters is in that too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
that's crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm personally curious if Lloyd's is a part of that to a degree because of the fact that he was under that Murder Inc. tree for a little bit. So I'm curious as to if any of his from his first few singles and stuff is in part of that either. But it's just crazy.
You talking about Ja, Jay, and DMX?
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd is a throw-in at that point. Yeah, I'll just toss it in just to toss it in, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean,
I hope he broke them off some though.
I do hope
so. I really did too.
But Jay should have been on his masters. That's what's throwing me for a loop because I don't understand why he did.
I think it's because I think in Jay's case, I don't think we got to remember he wasn't always the Mongol he is now.
Right.
At that time, we talking about early Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So we talking about like Blueprint.
Yeah.
You know, like we talking about early Jay-Z. So like, it obviously probably stops anywhere. He's had a lot of albums, so it probably stops. I'm gonna guess it might stop either before the Black Album or possibly, right around that retirement spot he had.
Yeah, because the reason I'm saying that is because with him being a billionaire at this point, I would have figured he would have purchased it a while back. You know what I'm saying?
But both parties would have to be in agreement to him buying it, right?
Well, if Irv was willing to sell it for 300 mil,
that's true.
Yeah,
Jay can easily get that. Like that ain't hard for Jay to get
at all.
You know, that's wild.
Yeah, it's guys. I'm telling you, it's definitely something when you're hearing about these news. It's always intriguing me when I hear that someone's masters got sold all of a sudden, and I'm just like,
so wait, this happened recently.
This happened recently. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still, how did Jay-Z not?
Man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I tell you, it makes you wonder who all owns whose masters at this point.
Yeah.
You know, you think about guys like Diddy. Imagine how many masters this man owns. You know, then you got Kanye, who's like, hey, man, he's trying to get his masters from Sony. And then it's like, wait a minute. Why don't I just buy Sony? Boom.
Yeah.
That's how you get your masters.
But yeah, I feel bad for his artists.
Yeah. I mean,
that's horrible, man.
It's highly needed for our upcoming artists out there. You guys really got to get these classes about that masters some kind of way. The importance of it, because it's crazy how these guys are just making a killing off of music that y'all help platform. It's like, wow.
300 is
I know, man. I know.
That's gonna balloon too.
It's
That's
going
gonna
on.
balloon, especially like God forbid, but when Jay does die,
Boy.
that's going up. That's going up, bro.
Who did he sell to? You know?
Yeah, that's a good question. What is
It was a late. I may have to do a little extra research to make sure, guys, but I do believe. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see if
Gotti sold his stake to Oliver Chastain's acquisition vehicle, Iconoclast. This Los Angeles-based firm entered the music rights acquisition space in February of 2022 following the purchase of Robbie Robertson's music publishing name, likeness, and recorded music entry.
so
oh,
they just started and they were able to buy that for 300 million.
Music rights acquisition space.
Jay, I, I can't see Jay-Z not buying his up. I can't see him not doing that. And you gotta break Ja off, man. That
well, hold on. I think he did because apparently there's a Drink Champs episode. Because to those who don't know, there is a Murder Inc. documentary getting ready to release. And apparently, John Irv tag teams on an episode of Drink Champs to discuss all Murder Inc. business and things like that. But Ashanti apparently is a hot topic of this. According to Hot New Hip Hop, this is where the source is being read from. Ashanti was a hot topic. We've been steadily reporting on the evolution of those remarks and how they've affected social media conversations, including an addition from Fat Joe, who wasn't happy with Irv's comments. Joe and Irv have been friends for decades, but the Bronx MC called Gotti a sucker. Irv would later say that Fat Joe was no longer his friend, and it seems the two are dealing with that fallout behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Irv's Drink Champs revelations continue to be shared, and this time we're addressing the division caused by Ashanti's masters. The singer re-recorded her debut album because she didn't have control of the original music. I feel I was always very good to my artists, said Irv. Artists have a way of getting money. Rule makes a lot of money doing shows. Ashanti makes a lot of money doing shows. So what's left for the guy who has recorded, who has the record label, who helped make the record? How I make money out of this is the masters. So how am I supposed to feel when you want to remove that aspect? You really basically saying you don't want my children, them, to eat. And then, of course, Nora replied, he wanted to know if there was a compromise. Gotti answered, ain't no fucking compromise, before stating that Ashanti asked him for the stems of her record, but he refused to because he knew she was going to use them to re-record. Irv also addressed her, saying she would jazz it up, adding that if she changed anything about the album, it was no longer a cover, and he would have to clear the record, which he has no plans to do.
Yeah, Irv is hurt.
Petty.
That's really petty.
Yeah.
That's his ego.
Adding to what you guys were mentioning about earlier, which Nelly also apparently had his comments to say based off this. So this is currently a trending topic, it looks like. So
yeah, that's a bruised ego right there, man. You mad? Your girlfriend,
Your mistress.
your mistress, actually stepped out with someone else while you're sitting next to your wife. That's disgusting, bro. Like,
and the crazy part is like no one knew that this was your mistress. We just thought that this was your artist. So like really it was just you alone and your thoughts upset to the point where
always trying to make it look like that was the sister, it's the little sister, right? And it was like first this whole lady. Time, first lady, right? Yeah, now now I don't know. You know, I got some on-air, off-air exclusive I can tell you guys. I don't know if I can air this on PTA, but I got some news that I used to hear back in the day.
I love the inside scoop.
From back in the day. This is what I heard from personal New Yorkers, friends of mine from back in the day. Gets it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about does it on this portion of things. So we'll be right back after this momentary break. So don't go nowhere. Y'all stay tuned.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dwayne from Past the Ox and Life's a Botch podcast. I'm coming to you with a real dope advertisement if you got a moment. Can we do that? Peep this. Yo, you tired of that uncomfortable feeling with your undergarments? You know what I'm talking about. Like, literally having to adjust so it gets real comfortable in between the real safe space. Or maybe just wedgies from just going underneath, you know what I mean? All that. Let's keep it in 100. Y'all know how I'm feeling. Y'all know how that feeling goes. Well, I want to introduce to you the ultimate solution coming from the #1 premium and fit athletic wear just for you. I'm talking about none other than Champ #1 Boxers. Champ #1 Boxers is a black-owned underwear brand, okay? They literally specify in giving you the most top-notch, high-quality, premium, adjustable, and fittable, and totally comfortable undergarment wear that is just for you. Not only is it something that you can wear, feel good in, feel confident in, and love, but it's also high quality, feels good, and most importantly, it is definitely fashionable, okay? Comes in a different, wide variety of so many different styles and themes to these undergarments. Something to make you look good, feel good, and swag real good in the process, all right? So, again, did I get to mention that this is also a black-owned brand? It's a black-owned brand, y'all, so if nothing else, definitely go support that 100%. So, what I want to do is I want to tell you, head on over to OTS Media Co. on all social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you go over, you click the link in the bios, it'll take you straight to the Champ #1 Boxers website. You can check out all their styles, you can check out their bundle deals, you can check out why this brand exists, what it's all about, and trust me when I say you do not want to miss out on the types of opportunities going on right now on the site. Champ #1 Boxers. Make sure you do it for the champ in your life if you ain't already doing it for yourself, champ. All right? Champ #1 Boxers. Make sure you go cop those. All right? All right.
Welcome back. Y'all just never know what y'all gonna get, man. Y'all gotta get exclusive for some of this behind the scenes footage in the process. We're gonna work on that in the future. But y'all, real talk. Final subject is my surprise subject. These two, it was kind of thrown in a group chat. I just don't know if they remember this, so I'm just gonna outright bring this up. See, it's kind of fitting. This whole thing has been pre-planned yet unpre-planned because it's all just so great how this free flowed today. But I want to bring up this final subject for y'all this evening. R&B music. There was a post about R&B music, and it's kind of fitting given what we talked about in the opening segment of today's show. So y'all, I'm paraphrasing this quote, but it was a quote that said, today's R&B music is nothing but relationships that are toxic and toxic-like behavior. Where is my R&B with the true love like we got in the 90s and in the 80s, where you were really in love with someone for real, for real? Where's the real R&B at now? So I must ask and open this up. Guys, today's R&B versus the R&B of the past may be hard to compare, but in terms of not necessarily the music, but more so the subject of love in general. Toxic love of today versus true love of the past. Where are you guys on this subject right now?
Don't get it twisted. There was toxic love back then too.
Yeah, but they covered it up a little bit better.
But look what Ike did to Tina.
Okay.
But
All
that's a
right.
factual quote though, man. I feel like R&B is never gonna be what it was when it was at the height. We've talked about that before. Not that R&B isn't great and thriving, and there's not great R&B artists. They're just not on the forefront like rap and whatever these other genres, these subgenres of rap are. Like that's just what the wave is. But I would like to think maybe artists are they want to make songs that are relatable to their audience, and we live in a time where nobody wants to be in love for real anymore. Like everybody's just kind of like, I have a situationship, I have a sneaky link, you know what I'm saying? Like I do, like I have somebody that's kind of like my go-to, but I got options too, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what the single folks are doing. So that's what the artists are going to sing about because that's what their audience wants to hear. They want to be able to be like, oh, I'm going through this right now. You know what I mean? It sucks, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, music reflects culture. I mean, it's what you see and hear in music is how society is in general, right? So, um, there's a lot of toxicity out and about right now. So, yeah, of course, like the newer music is going to reflect that, but I do think even with that being said, there are there's a lot of good R&B projects out there. Snow Allegra is that's a great, amazing artist. Um, Ari Lennox, she's phenomenal. And yes, and we cannot forget about the great Chris Brown.
What a segue.
I think
He toxic as fuck too.
yeah, yeah. He's toxic. He's got toxicity in his music for sure. But like this new album, Breezy, that's probably his best album. That's probably his best album. Because I think like it showcases him more evolved and in this space where you can see R&B and pop, right? And I think that he is. I think people just hold him to that to that incident with Rihanna, and then also to the outbreak that he had on was that Good Morning America or something like that, some TV show. Um, we were holding him to stuff that happened what like 12, 14 years ago, and not allowing him to grow and showcase his music.
Wasn't there stuff with Karuchi too?
Yeah, but I don't remember all that. I didn't pay attention to that, to be completely honest.
Okay.
I don't pay attention to the personal lives of artists. Like I just don't.
I don't either. I just remember from that Netflix documentary.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think that was as I don't remember what happened with it, but I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that was as crazy as the Rihanna thing.
I thought I saw.
Like the audacity of him to be with her the night before, and then the very next day you see him sitting courtside with Rihanna. It was more of like the nerve of this nigga versus him doing anything like.
Yeah. I mean, we're stupid at times, you know. Like, I think that was stupid, but
also Rihanna. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's Rihanna.
Yeah. Speaking of, if she was still putting out music, you know, that would be another person you could talk about. But I think R&B is still out there. It's just underground stuff that we're not used to. It's not mainstream. Like love isn't the mainstream theme like it was in the 90s. You know, and like you had love all in the movies and all that stuff, so it was a major theme going through society. to where now the music has to reflect that. But at this point, that's not something that you see a lot.
Now that point right there does make a lot of sense. Think about movies like Love and Basketball, The Wood, shoot,
Best Man,
Love Jones, Best Man,
Poetic Justice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Titanic.
Why Do Fools Fall in Love? You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
You want to talk about toxic? Like you said, songs were toxic back then too. Why Do Fools Fall in Love was like toxicity on 10.
Yes.
Yeah. Jason's lyric. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Name any romance film you know today.
A thin line between love and hate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
yeah.
That was 90s. Look, see, I like how she took it back. Yeah. Like, it was crickets. And then you went right back to the 90s. It's like, wait, a thin line between love and hate. Like,
there's no romance movies out right now.
That's when the toxicity started really taking place. Oh, she's blowing up cars. Heard you. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, heck, even The Bodyguard, bro.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
The Bodyguard.
Wait to exhale.
Waiting to exhale.
What was that one?
He's trying.
Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston. That Christmas movie.
Oh, Preacher's Wife.
Preacher's Wife.
Yeah, even that. That's
the level of Angel.
Boomerang.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love you brought your home last night. No word.
You know what I'm saying? Wow.
You don't have those movies today. Art reflects culture and society. So if that's not what's the major theme, you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
I think we could eventually get back to it. But it requires a lot of, because now therapy is something that is such a major thing now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm willing to bet maybe in the next 10 to 15 years, we'll start seeing there being a resurgence a little bit.
Do you guys think, how was I going to word this? Because the thought came to me. Slightly trying to leave me, but do y'all think let me see, some of these movies are slowly trying to like come back? Like, I think there was another Best Man that was supposed to be coming around.
They've I think they've finished shooting it or close to finish shooting it.
Is it the same cast, or they're doing like whole new characters?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was the same cast with probably a sprinkle mix of new characters.
Yeah,
for sure.
Here's an unpopular opinion. I would prefer that they didn't. Like, I feel like that there's some things that, like, would it be nostalgic and nice to see Morris Chestnut again? Of course. But it's like even with the Coming to America, like,
yeah.
It was cool because it was nice to see everybody together again, but it just kind of diluted what it was. Mm-hmm. So like, if we're gonna do it, I feel like there's enough stories and there's enough new faces and there's there's enough that we can explore to create new stories and new classics. Like, I'm kind of over the redoing of stuff that's already come out. Like, even like Christian Combs and all these remixes he's doing, like, leave the classics alone. Like, if you're going to be creative and do something different.
But even with that, who's the Morris Chestnut of today?
Michael B. Jordan, maybe. I don't know.
Low key, Denzel Washington's son.
John David Washington.
John David Washington. We can even go with the guy, what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya. We can go him. Mm-hmm. What's his name? I don't know people's names. I just know there are faces. What's his name? Kofi.
Kofi Kingston.
No.
No, the guy off of Brown Sugar. Like there's definitely enough new faces.
Oh my
and sexy
god.
and beautiful black people that we can.
Brown Sugar was another one.
That was another one. Yeah.
Wow.
I think you do have some guys that could take over that space at some point. John David Washington is a great example of that, but he's got some more work to do. I think he did a great job in Malcolm and Marie, but we just don't have these. We're in a day and age where the focus is not on love. The focus is on popularity and social media, right? So it's more so of like not everything that glitters is gold type of society. Is one of those things where it's like we're just looking at the facade. We're not looking at the meat of everything. So once we stop looking at that and we're paying attention to the inner workings of things again, I think we'll get back to that point. But there's no one that really stands out to me that could be like a leading person in the new age of actors, the way Morris Chestnut was or Denzel Washington was as well. Like that guy that has to be in any type of movies. That we don't have that right now. I think Damson Idris could be someone that could jump in on that as well.
Thank you for saying him. Yes, for sure. And I also think like I think as 90s kids, like it's difficult for us because we were alive and experienced firsthand like the peak and the height of like a lot of like memorable classic Black culture things, right?
The golden age.
The golden age, whether it's the movies, the music, etc. But like we're just not gonna get back to that. Like there's like people's voices don't even sound the same. We'll never have another Luther. We'll never have another Barry White. We'll never have another Patty. Like, and it is what it is, and we can't search for it because it's not gonna happen. So it's like the same. It comes back to our very first episode of Usher of like we can't hold shit to like the first of something because it's never gonna live up to our expectations.
No, this is true. I mean, I'm looking down this list, y'all, of like Black actors and like tiers, right? And I'm sitting here showing these ages too in the process. And I'm like, man, where's the carriers that's gonna Denzel Washington, 67, Will Smith, 53, Sidney Poitier, Morgan Freeman, 85. Idris Elba, 49, Samuel Jackson, 73, Eddie Murphy, 61, Danny Glover, 76, Jamie Foxx, 54, you know what I mean? James Earl Jones, 91, Lawrence Fishburne, 61, Wesley Snipes, 60, Forrest Whitaker, 61, Martin Lawrence, 57, like Terrence Howard, 53.
Blair Underwood, not been
Blair
mentioned.
Underwood. See,
that's another one.
We're even at Cuba Gooding Jr., Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Kevin Hart, Ossie Davis.
Why is Kevin Hart?
Omar Epps. I don't know. I guess because he's been in everything. I guess. You know, I mean, he was in Think Like a Man 1 and 2, so I guess that's their way of saying he's been in these romance movies too. Oh, and About Last Night. Because they tried to do that with Terrence J for a minute, but I don't know what the heck happened with that. They tried to make him like the romance guy too. I don't know what went wrong with that one. But
I do. He's not right for that.
Also, and dare I say, like the idea of what a man's man is also different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Blair Underwood or like a Morris Chestnut and guys of that caliber, like a Omar Epps, like that was what women looked to and what was a man's man in like the 90s. And I think these young girls.
You had Wesley there too, because like I said, Wesley was definitely what brought a lot of dark skin back, apparently, from what I was always told. So it was like You talking about some prime situations where like the music and these black actors like all just it made sense, and it was just like
Telling you, once you start seeing more love, like romance films, you're gonna start seeing R&B be something that's big again. But I think it's going to take a generation of writers that are going to therapy and stuff like that to get in touch with that side again, to bring that back to the forefront. It's going to take a while.
So
it's going to take a while.
Think this. I had to Google young black actors, right? Because it just I said today's black actors, it brought me the veterans, right? I had to specify this for young ones. Here's what comes up, right? You got Jaden Smith, you got John Boyega, Tyler James Williams.
I'll take John.
Trevor Jackson.
I'll take Trevor.
I won't.
The Kofi individual that you guys were speaking about. Oh. He's up here. Kelvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, I know who
Coco Jones.
Yes.
Okay.
Taquan Richmond, Miles Truitt. No.
Oh, whoever the actor's name that played Jazz inside of
Bel Air.
Throw him in some more movies, please.
We need to see him more of him. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Speaking of Bel Air, and you said Coco Jones, I think she's one that we could see take over. You know how in the 90s we had those romance comedies?
Jordan L. Jones.
I think she could do something like that. I think we could start seeing her in that kind of role at some point.
Yeah.
Because you can see glimpses of that in Bel Air. But again,
I think Bel Air is platforming a lot of people in their range.
That's what I'm saying. Bel Air was one of the ones where they brought a classic out, but they were able to make it fresh and reinvent it and unique, and it's new faces to where you're like, okay, I can rock with this. Yeah. But a lot of times when they're trying to bring back something and they think that is going to pull an audience because of like star power and names, ends up being really corny and cheesy.
Yeah. We just need to get back to that.
Whatever happened to guys like Esquire from ATL?
Oh, you haven't seen him?
He's old now.
He was just on what's that? Ghost Power. I want to say that's Power Book 2.
Okay.
He was in the first season of that. First or second one. But he's been in a lot of music videos too. Like I know he was in one of Nipsey's music videos.
Oh, can I also throw in Joey Badass and what he's doing inside of Raising Kanan? I feel like it's definitely
Joey Badass.
Look at him a little bit differently in an actor standpoint.
What about Luke James? Whatever happened to that guy? He had a nice little rising star at one point.
Luke James. Who's Luke James?
This guy I get mistaken for as a lookalike apparently, but he had his
Derrick Luke was my guy.
Oh, Derrick Luke, yes. Yeah, Derrick Luke. Yeah, Derrick Luke was good too.
Yeah. Okay, Luke James, I like him. I can see him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was.
He had Shy. Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah, I love that man. That dude's good. Yeah. What about him though?
No, I'm just throwing out some of these black actors, trying to see like if we'll see more of them in prominent roles of like, whether it's romantic movies or just anything that's, related to our current culture of music. You know what I'm saying? Based off their ages and what they play off, things like that. Like I was thinking about the cast from Black Mafia Family. For example.
Oh, BMF, yes.
Yeah, like I was thinking about that whole cast of young black men. Like, man, shoot, bring these guys out more roles.
Lil Meech is the guy who plays Meech.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna be in a romance film, bro. Nah.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be nothing romantic. That makes sense.
He was in Euphoria though. New season of Euphoria.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, didn't have a big role, but. He's just getting into his.
Was Zendaya? That's what I'm saying.
She's been in a lot too.
Did you see Malcolm and Marie?
Yeah,
I actually have not seen it yet.
It's good.
That was really good. And that was actually shot at the beginning of the pandemic where everything was shut down and they only had like a few people on set. Did a phenomenal job. I think Zendaya is one of those that could be one of those leading actors. But the thing is, again, this is not on the actors though. This is on the writers. If the actors don't have anything to go off on,
that's true.
So we have to have writers that are writing love stories. I think Issa Rae did a phenomenal job with The Photograph.
She needs to be in a lot. Yeah, Photograph. Even with Insecure, just telling stories.
Insecure was phenomenal. Yes,
she definitely, and even Insecure, some of those actors we saw in that. I mean,
I can see being inside of a lot of like romantic comedy type deals.
Yeah. Like you got so much. That's just maybe that's a subject for another day musically as well in terms of culture. Just like why aren't we seeing these more romantically synced films where you got younger talent that can showcase like, hey, this is here. Even if you're gonna put some toxicity in it, I mean, just
Insecure had plenty of toxicity in it.
Yeah,
but like again, it's just writers write what is going on in society too. So like it's a reflection. Like what we're seeing in our music and our movies is a reflection of our society. That's just it. And if we can get to a point where more people are in tune with that side of themselves, like maybe back to what we said earlier about music soul child with Teach Me, right? If there were more guys that were able to express themselves that way, we might have more stories from different perspectives. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like therapy to me is just was probably going to kick that off, because the more you think and you're more you're being more introspective, you're unpacking things and understanding how you operate. Now you're going to want to write about it, right? So then we'll start. I think we'll start seeing some things, but I think it's going to take some years, 10, 15 at minimum, like where I think we're going to start seeing things like that take off. But I think we can get back to a close to like where we were in the 2000s with R&B. I think we could get back there. You had Neo, you had Sierra, you had Usher, Justin Timberlake, Rihanna, like you had
Carrie Hilson,
Drake. I mean, you got all these people out here that we're in touch with that side. I think we can get back to that point. That was Alicia Keys. Do not want to forget about her.
Jay Holiday.
Where is he?
I'm a bitch. He's in bed.
Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying?
I like how Jeremiah really did it. Like we're about to get into it.
Oh my God!
I like how he didn't do anything super phenomenal as a solo artist, but yet he's every hood nigga's like go-to for like a hook.
Facts, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's the go-to for a hook.
I might have been on a lot.
Okay. What if?
Hear me out.
Yeah. What if this new album that Ray J is doing with Sammy and all these other guys? What if that's starting to bring, because that battle with Mario and Omarion, as horrible as that was because of Omarion just goofing it off.
I heard the other way around.
No, Omarion.
That's interesting. I heard both were trash from what I've been told.
Mario was perfect.
Listen,
I heard he was off key just as much as anyone
At
else.
certain points. At certain points, it's a live performance. Yeah. But
overall,
killed it. And he's coming out when he comes out a new album. I think that battle might actually spark a renaissance type of movement where we're starting to see the focus on these type of artists again. It's an entertainment value to it, so it's possible. It's possible. Mario, man. That nigga can sing.
So wait, it's Sammy, Ray J, and who else?
Sammy, Ray J, Bobby Valentino.
I feel like Sammy's better than this.
Another one.
Yeah.
Bobby Valentino.
Yeah. Yeah, but what if that album that they're doing can somewhat spark the comeback?
We'll see. I don't know if I'm willing to bet the resurgence of bomb R&B on Ray J. Ray J is good. Ray J is good at marketing something like it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah,
like Raycon
revenue. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely gonna do what it needs to do on paper and for money wise. But as far as like real artistry, my hopes aren't too high.
I feel that.
I saw a post. Someone said that R&B died when guys stopped doing this in their videos.
They don't even dance inside of the rain.
In the rain, that was
chasing me outside in the rain. Then like, what are we even doing here?
But how toxic was that though?
I don't know, like on whose side?
Because why are you running in the rain?
Baby, I messed up, but I love you.
Stay inside.
You're risking pneumonia, bitch.
It's that.
You're risking my health.
The rain thing. I'll explain the rain thing kind of. It's one of those, oh, he really does love me moments. Hence, Corey and Topanga. When Topanga was moving and was just like, you know what? I don't want to go to Pittsburgh. Corey, and I'm pouring, drenched in wet and rain right at your doorstep the moment your door opens. Like that kind of stuff, you know? Even though it was a reverse effect, you know, it's just that kind of stuff. You know, something about rain just signifies that's how much we love you. We're willing to sit in the rain and get soaked.
Yeah,
just so we can, you know.
I mean,
I'm not outside kissing in the rain by the time 40. Then what are we like?
I'm grabbing an umbrella, man. Bump that. I hate wet socks.
I want to be.
Can't say I blame you for that one, brother. That squishy feeling is no fun.
I can't do that, man. Let's go inside, man.
Better get some rain boots, my brother.
Rain boots song. Do y'all remember that song?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. See.
Right, I'm done. I'm about to start talking.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. See, this is why we had to come back strong for y'all and get y'all. You know, this was very entertaining.
This is probably our best episode, man.
It has to be. Like, this by far has to be one of the best. It's up there. You know what I'm saying? It's up there.
Yeah.
Real talk, there's one final thing to ponder on. I wanted to do this with y'all just because of the fact that, I mean, the news came out about this and it was quite a shock for us for sure. On a positive note, but one of those notes where you just wonder, we did have this gentleman on our show, and you know,
I thought you were talking about someone else.
Yeah, and we had him on our show, and I mean, it was nothing but great vibes over here. So I gotta ask, I mean, guys, thoughts, and you know, in my case, I definitely will say some prayers for sure. But man, talk about like, dang, to find out that Mystical's current situation is going down the way it's going down.
A repeat situation,
If I'm not mistaken, agreed. And it's kind of like,
how are we supposed to feel if it's a repeat offense?
Because I know exactly how everybody would feel if Chris Brown hit Rihanna again.
Yeah, like
yeah,
yes, because it's like, you try to base your judgment of somebody based upon y'all's interaction, but it's like if it's happening multiple times, like what is there to really argue here? Like it sucks, and I don't know. It sucks.
So
He sucks for doing what he be out there doing. So
yeah,
it's man, you really hate to hear that when you had some like like you said, you had real interaction, and you're like, man, what the heck, but just something just to throw out there, I didn't want to end that on that kind of note, but didn't want to let the show go without kind of bringing that briefly up there, just in the fact of immense, because y'all know how we do in the chat, we find this stuff out. It's just like, yo, for real, like that was just such a heartbreaker of like, dang, man, thought my homie was on the up and up, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna come back and just all kind of stuff, but when these things happen, it's just kind of like, man, bro, when does it end? But well, good peoples.
So he's the one that needs help now, not the grizzly bear.
No, it is not the grizzly bear that needs help this time. So maybe the grizzly bear is now going to come on the station, and we're going to hear the rap from the grizzly bear saying to save the mysticals, of the world. It needs it. I don't know. Oh, very passionately, I might add, with a fish in his mouth in the process. Oh, I don't know.
Ay, Dios mío.
Hey man, listen, we always gotta keep y'all laughing, keep y'all locked, you know what I mean? Listen, man, this was a fun episode, fun show. We hope y'all enjoyed it, man. We made this one a little lengthy, but we did it on purpose just for y'all because we love y'all that much. Appreciate y'all for always rocking with us faithfully, man. We try to keep this thing going for y'all on a consistent basis, but schedules cross, we get all over the place. We some busy peoples, but that don't mean we ain't gonna stop this, dog. We gonna keep it rolling for y'all. Y'all just be real with us, man. Keep it real. But in the meantime, y'all will always see us on Music Mondays. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find some other creative, fun things to do for y'all on the IG when we can in between. But man, thank y'all so much for just rocking with us all the time, downloading every episode, sharing every episode. Please continue to subscribe, continue to 5-star this thing if you're listening to it on Apple Podcasts. Every time you do that, so many people are catching up to what we put out there. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting to say, wow, I like these Past the Eye folks, man. This crew is lit, man. I like the way they interact with each other, man. This is cool. Well, we can't do that without y'all. So please, please, please leave 5 stars. Really kind of forgot how Google even does their podcast, but y'all know what it is. So y'all rate, review, comment, share, all those things help bring the numbers up and the awareness up. So without y'all, we can't flourish, man. So thank y'all for helping us flourish from around the world. We love y'all and appreciate y'all. Make sure you're following the brand at OTS Media Co. on all platforms. Check us out on Instagram at OTS Media Co. Constantly giving updates, constantly celebrating anniversaries of classic projects and singles and artists, all kind of stuff. Bringing y'all news, bringing y'all everything that you could ever want in one literal setting. Okay, from sports, music, gaming, all these things, man. So follow the brand at OTS Media Co. Make sure you check out the website, www.otsmediaco.com. Head to the Twitter at OTS Media Co. On the website, you'll see cool articles and all kinds of dope things in the process. So thank y'all so much for again just supporting us. Subscribe on the YouTube. Make sure y'all check out our Plugged In. That's our sister show where independent artists get to showcase themselves for a quick 15 minutes of fame on the 15 minutes of fame arena. So artists, if you're an independent artist from anywhere, basically listening to this, make sure you go head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and submit your music, but make sure you check out an episode so you know the criteria. I ain't gonna say that all right now, man. That's a longer outro, but y'all just go check out Plugged In. You'll get all of that over there, okay? Nonetheless, thank y'all so much for always rocking with us. Guys, any final thoughts, concerns, shout outs, anything y'all want to give before we basically close this thing on out, man?
I feel like the rollout for Donda 3 is fucking amazing. And that's all I'm going to say. We could talk about it later. All right, bye. It's been a great episode. Love y'all.
I got nothing to say after that. We'll see y'all next month.
Oh,
whenever we get another episode out, we'll see y'all there.
I just say, it's been one heck of a summer, and we know we in for one heck of a fall, baby. So you just never know what you about to get in the fourth quarter. It's fourth quarter season, baby. And when fourth quarter season is upon us, you never know how this year gonna close out. So just be ready, because you never know what we gonna get in the fourth quarter. That's where things come most clutch. So, y'all, that being said, I'm Dwayne. This is Janean. That's my boy Derrick. Y'all already know where to find us. So, with all that said, we ain't got nothing left for y'all. That's the outro. Thank y'all so much. We catch y'all on the flip side. Make sure you keep subscribing, keep hope alive, keep music vibes, and catch y'all. Oh yeah, by the way, the ox has officially been passed over to you.